Blessings, y'all. It is rUiSoPC, randomly, uniformly in search of Paradise Clarity. And in this video, I want to talk about this. Now, I have all white on currently, and I'm drinking grape juice. And the fear is that when you sip, it'll drip. Because when you have white on, it is exposing any potential color. I have this white t-shirt on, I have a blue, I have a pink, and I have, well, burgundy, deep pink, and a lighter pink. And then, of course, with white, you might take flight if the color exposes whatever relies on the closes. I was trying to rhyme, that didn't work so well. The point that I'm making is the drip may flip if you take a daggering sip, but I'm careful. You gotta be careful, because everyone knows when you slipped. See, when you wear white, you're basically exposing to people that you were slipping if you've been caught dripping. You gotta be careful, because this color is like a deep red. On white, it'll look like you've shed some blood. So be careful in how you sip so that you don't lend into the drip, because then you'll want to flip. So in order to not clip, let your drip be careful as you sip. Otherwise, you may dip and give tip to the flamboyant hip of a slip. Yummy. How does it all go? There's a little more remaining. For reasons unexplained, I maintain this is the case of February the 1st, 2024. And I'm thinking about the song Objects in the Mirror from Prince for some reason. I was literally singing that before, but for some reason that melody came to me. But most importantly, like, you know, I'm in my car, and definitely you look into your right mirror. It says on the right, not to the left. I don't know if you noticed that, but it's not on both mirrors. It's always on the right mirror. Maybe some cars have it on both. Anyway, maybe don't even have it on cars anymore. But my car, Lexus ES 300, it says, objects in the mirror are closer than they appear. So it's like, I know you see it in the mirror, but it's closer than it appears. That's my favorite time with you. Just after we make a movie, one that requires the title Parental Advisory. Let's brush our teeth in the same sink. Don't worry, girl, it's cool. We can pose in the mirror. I'm digging you, digging on me, and me digging on you. Whatever Prince said. The objects in the mirror. He said, we hooked up now, we can try it. I can put my load in the dryer. So much we can share. The same height, body weight, fluids we hooked up. Now we can do that. I've been waiting. It's too hard to bear. The objects in the mirror. He said all that to say that. The objects in the mirror. The objects in the mirror close than they appear. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, that's the message. Interesting looking into a mirror or a window or any type of reflection. It's not as far as it looks. Blessings. Randomly, uniformly, in search of paradise clarity. Blessings, y'all. Randomly, uniformly, in search of paradise clarity. I don't have to say that anymore. I have a theme song. I don't have to say that anymore. If you've been keeping up with my series here, starting in the beginning of the year, I've been saying and introducing myself as rUiSoPC, or randomly, uniformly, in search of paradise clarity. But now, thanks to one of my greatest friends and dearest comrade, one of the best people on the planet that I know, Jamila, here's the intro.
Randomly, usually the opposite of uniformity, but the shifts in time form a certain parity. With the gesture of buttons comes clarity.
Thank you, Jamila. You know I appreciate you and I love you, and I thank you for this nice addition. So now, before I start my videos, you'll hear that. She's playing on all the instruments. Apparently, it's inspired by Bad Religion, which has been an interesting sort of like sequence that I've developed because of Jamila. And Bad Religion, I do enjoy their songs, so, and I enjoy the theme song, so hopefully you enjoy it as well. Anyway, and I think we should acknowledge the transitions of life that happens through color. Color and animation, sensation, designation, all of the shuns, IONs, information, regurgitation, how we process just all of the things we receive. It takes time. It's not linear, it's random, it's sporadic, chaotic even. But the development of change in regard to the process of our being, we're constantly changing, evolving, learning different things. And these lessons are blessings, but they are also extended, sort of recommended by the passenger of misery. And there's a lot of misery being shared. And I think a lot of people enjoy sharing their misery because it feels so core to who we are. And a lot of people share these miseries in exchange for some sort of bonding and reliability. Some people really just want someone to listen to them or desire a voice or desire a company. But if you're sharing misery, you are participating in a process that means putting someone else down. It can be manipulative, is what I'm saying. The quote that everyone is used to saying is that misery loves company. And a couple of years ago, I wrote about misery at the company of your buffet. Yes, November 21st, 2017. I sat down right next to misery on the train towards the highway of empathy. Misery then told me how much they loved my company, for they had sensed my pain. Before I knew it, I began telling them what made me miserable. It's fair to say we bonded quite quickly. The phenomenon of trauma bonding is a bit more clever than I supposed. I left feeling as if I wasn't the only one who had pains and bruises. I knew it was not only me who knew misery. When I finally arrived at Empathy Highway, I began to understand so many others experienced and felt similar to me. I quickly realized that we soon discovered I ain't the only one in this bed. In the land of misery, there lived a voice seeking to be heard by all of those whose woes were awakened by a shared disgrace. Misery has a lot of company, friends or enemies. It matters none to misery. Everyone is invited to bond over the fire and ice. We are burned and then we are sent to Antarctica. We are living in a time where misery is experienced at an intensified level. With knowledge comes the awareness to put knowledge at exercise. It can't stand to be stagnant. It must move in order for it to be truly alive. For what can be said about the familiar stroke of hardship? How are we to move on when our motivation is gone and when there's no clear path to healing? The conditions of life can be very hard, even for the strongest of us. All we really have is each other. And when your neighbor starts acting like a fool, you got yourself. Even when you let yourself down, you're still with you. Another chance to get it right. Remembering that even when it's wrong, you can appreciate the balance. Still, we can't help but listen and share our woes, whether with people, paper, art, or any amount of creation. We can find to muster those silent woes while we share a relationship with life's pain and triumphs. Our pains are remembered with stronger conviction. Misery is a friendly invitation extended to anyone who chooses to remember their miserable experiences. Somebody will find something to complain about. There's always room for improvement, and criticism and complaints reminds us that there are advancements that can be made just as long as we keep in the current motion. Hindsight is more than 2020. It's a dream that we won't remember all the details to. We are like questions being drawn at the expense of searching for answers. Sometimes all it takes is the right question to be found at the right time in your sorrow. I have learned to not be afraid of sorrow's pull, for there is a lot I have yet to process in my tears. When the aches of life return and wish to retreat at a buffet with all sorts of past and present existential reminders, I'm going to eat it one tribulation at a time. I may very well leave some entrees because some things are too high in sugar and fat. We don't have to deal with all of the sorrows of the world all at once. There's a lot to eat, and if you're not careful, you can put away too much on your plate because you spend too much company with misery. Social justice is important, but if you're going to be a warrior, you have to always be prepared to fight. As, and this is my word, not in actual Paradise Clarity, but as Chairman Fred Hampton said, peace, if only you're willing to fight for it. That's part of the problem, carrying swords, arrows, and armor. You won't always be able to dodge those bullets and avoid the inevitable. The inevitable happens, response or reaction. It's all about your determination to resolve. It's all meant to be there or here. Don't let life hassle you into 1,000 schemes of awakening. Sleeping is sometimes some of the best natural medicine life can give you. I would encourage you to be aware of the many courses made available to you. Blow off your back and familiar retrograde set to keep you in flames. Every experience is not dealt with the same way. Best if we stop pretending they are. Leave yourself to your own space when you eat your grace at your pace. Remember, you're the one eating what is nutritious. You get to choose what you want and what's yours. No matter what's or who's around you encouraging you to eat, it's good. Ice cream, so good, eat. It may not be good. And to the company that suggests otherwise, remember, it's your buffet. You get to eat whatever you want. This is the first time I just randomly read from Paradise Clarity, and that was something I wrote November 21st, 2017. You can purchase Paradise Clarity on my website at paradiseclarity.com, page 191. The planes have a lot to say today, apparently. But that's the word, apparently. I mean, that's kind of how this video went, so that's where it is. I hope you enjoyed it. Tell me, how are you when it comes to misery? How are you when it comes to sharing your pain with others? How important do you believe it is? Because I do think it is important to share pain, but unfortunately we live in a society that does not know how to always respond to these levels of pain, and people feel almost embarrassed to just communicate their limitations and hearing or even offering something of service. But I think sometimes the best thing one can do is just provide an ear and provide a space. Maybe you don't have to say anything, but you just provide a space for that person to share what they're going through. And then hopefully it will give them some sense of company and assurance and benefit. So anyway, buttons, blessings. Thank you for watching. Something tells me I'm about to get a call and this video is about to shut off. But until that happens, randomly, uniformly, in search of paradise clarity, the message of today is pay attention to what's going on inside, because it'll never blind you from the corner of your eye. You'll wake up in a daze, and then you dream. You write it all down, you read it, and you realize it's been saying the same thing it's been saying before. So keep up. Keep writing it out. Keep reading it. Keep doing it. Keep trying. You'll get there. One day. One sleep. One realization at a time. Blessings. Just my fit today. Of course. Shades. With my swag on. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up?